Hello folks, this is Sula speaking, and welcome to a commentary video on League of Legends. I am playing in this game in a pre-made team along with Kayle and Roland, and the reason why you're not seeing the setup screen for very long is that I'm trying to get this into a limited number of videos on YouTube, and I'll be up against the time limit at the end. I am playing as Kayle in this game. I am also playing along with Kayle, who's playing as Xin Zhao, and then Roland, who you see going off to the right, playing as Nasus. We've also picked up two other players in matchmaking. We've picked up a Heimer player and a Soraka player. So as far as laning goes, I'm going to take the top lane along with Kayle. Then Roland is going to take the bottom lane along with our Soraka player. And Heimer is of course going to take the middle lane as expected. If Heimer doesn't take the middle lane, something very strange is going on. Anyway, it didn't really matter too much how we split up the lanes. We simply wanted to have Kayle and Soraka in different lanes because they both have heals, and it would be silly to have heals in two separate lanes. And that it'd be silly to have two heals in one lane and no heals in the other lane. Alright, right here I'm going to zoom in just to show off Kayle's little dance moves here. Every champion in this game has a dance that you can make them do. It's kind of pointless, but it's a nice little doodad. I am on TeamSpeak with Kayle and Roland. However, Kayle and Roland don't have microphones, and there you see the starting items that everybody's bought. I was a little bit worried about the Meki pendant that Heimer bought. I don't think that that's a great starting item for Heimer, but some people disagree. So I was a little bit worried that our Heimer might get himself into trouble, but we would just have to see how he would end up doing. And Heimer's doing his own dance there in the middle. Anyway, as I was saying, I am on TeamSpeak with Kayle and Roland, but they do not have microphones, so they were listening in to voice chat and typing back. So sometimes Roland or Kayle will say something, will type something that has nothing to do with what's going on. That's because I was communicating with them on voice chat. So I'm up here with Kayle. This is Kayle's second game as Xin, as it tells you right there. So Kayle is still learning this character, and that would be be a little bit evident as we played this game. Alright, up here it turns out that we are laning against a Morgana and a Poppy player. So Morgana was free this week, which is probably one of the reasons why we saw her here. And there you see Kayle get hit by Morgana's Dark Binding, which is her big stun ability. So have to watch out for that. I'm going to, since this is the first video I've done about Kayle, I'm going to try to talk about her abilities. And there Kayle gets stunned again, and he gets charged by Poppy, but relatively little damage, so not too bad. Alright, as far as Kayle goes, I'll start by talking about her abilities here while we're just sort of laning back and forth. Kayle has a passive, first of all, which is one of the more useful passives in the game as far as how it's set up right now. It's called Holy Fervor, and it means that 30% of Kayle's attack damage is added to her ability power, and 15% of her ability power is added to her attack damage. They actually reworked this. Kayle used to have a different passive a little while ago, although I can't remember what that was. This is great because it adds to both of Kayle's best abilities. By stacking attack damage, you get more ability power, and by stacking ability power, you get more attack damage. So for a hybrid character like Kayle, who's sort of a mixture of attack damage and ability power, mixture of direct damage and support capabilities, it's very useful. And that will be related to some of the items I choose to buy with Kayle, as I'll talk about later. There goes Poppy charging again. And we're able to do some damage to her, but we're going to have to back off. Now, the ability you've seen me using most is Kayle's E ability, which is called Righteous Fury. What it does is it adds ranged damage to Kayle's melee attack, which is otherwise strictly short melee attack. And it also adds some splash damage, adds a little extra damage on top. So I put my first point in that ability, and there you see me using it. Anytime Kayle's sword sort of glows red, that's me using a Righteous Fury. Kayle also has a heal, that's her W skill, Divine Blessing, which heals a target and increases their movement speed, so useful for chasing, useful for attacking. And then her Q skill is called Reckoning, which slows the target and deals damage. So Kayle has a heal, she has a speed up, she has a slow, and she has a attack that's useful for farming, her Righteous Fury. Now out comes Poppy, and we see Poppy over here, so we're going to both attack her, and then I use my Ignite, and the Ignite manages to get the kill. So I am able to get first blood in this game, and get the extra gold benefit that comes along with it. So their Poppy player just got kind of caught in a bad situation. She got caught exposed. Kayle and I were both able to attack, and then my Ignite was able to get the kill. Now, with most of my other champions, you may have often seen me taking teleport. That's because I've often taken sort of mage champions, characters that are very reliant on mana usage. So with them, I will like to take teleport so they can go back and get additional mana. Kayle is not quite as mana dependent as a lot of these other champions. So with Kayle, I've taken Ignite, which is a summoner skill that deals some extra damage over time, and also reduces healing. So if someone has a healing ability, it will reduce the amount of healing that they get back from that by half. Anyway, in the meantime, because we killed Poppy, that means that the Morgana player has to play more defensively on their team until she gets back. So we were taking advantage of that to do some extra farming. And now Cole gets into trouble. I'm going to be able to heal him. And fortunately, he can get out of there. The only problem is that now I'm almost out of mana, so I have to be more careful in how I play this. So I won't be able to use my Righteous Fury to farm so much. I'm going to have to more focus on just defending. Anyway, there I get hit by Morgana's Dark Binding. And you can see I can still attack while I'm in Dark Binding. I just can't move. And the little black thing that she's throwing down is her Tormented Soil, which is Morgana's main farming ability. Now, I thought that Cole was going back to heal here, going back to base, but apparently not. So he is also still kind of beat up. And now it looks like Cole's going to go back. I told him, I'll just, I can hold the lane here for the moment. Don't worry. If you want to go back and heal, you should probably go ahead and do that. Because the two of them are out there and I'm, low health, low mana, what that means is I'm going to be limited in how much farming I can do. I can't really go out there and kill minions as much as I'd like to do so. And now Cole comes back. But what I can do is just stick close to the tower, and I can still get the experience from these guys being killed, which is what I want to do. So even though I wasn't able to get much gold there, I was able to get all the experience just by being near the tower. So that allows me to get up to level 5. And now that Cole's back, he was able to teleport back with Summoner Teleport. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to buy, starting out with the components of Mercury Treads. And then I'll head back to the lane. And in the meantime, Cole will have to handle things. So here's the sort of the scoreboard, the tab sheet. I have 16 minion kills, and I have the most in this lane. Kayle is not a great farmer in the early game. She really needs to get more items before she's able to start getting more minion kills. So I'm doing an okay job, not great. I mean, you could see that our Heimer player and Roland down at the bottom playing his Nasus were doing a little bit better, but considering the limitations of this character, I thought I was doing okay. And so Cole's taking damage again, came out a little aggressively, which was fine, but he did take some damage in the process. And so I'm going to concentrate on, now my mana's going to have to go towards heals on him in the immediate future. I do have a couple of minor mana regen runes on my basic setup, so Kayle is benefiting from them, but nonetheless, spamming heals will run that out pretty quickly. So, nevertheless, better to do that than to have Cole get killed, so I don't mind. And there you saw Poppy come out, and Morgana put her spell shield on Poppy. So the other team probably has a slight advantage on us in this lane just because of Morgana's ranged attacks. We are both strong. Close combat characters, myself and Cole, but we don't have a lot of range here between our two characters. So here we're going to slow Poppy, and here comes another engagement in, and we're going after Poppy, and I ignited her. I was like, so is she going to get the kill? Am I going to get her? Apparently Ignite was just short of enough to get her here. And so I'm going to come in and try to finish her off, and I thought that I ghosted here, but apparently I didn't. If I had used Ghost, I probably would have gotten the kill there. So that's another mistake, and Poppy slips away with virtually no health left. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. I actually thought that I used Ghost in this fight, which probably would have allowed me to catch up and chase Poppy. Obviously, all I had to do was hit her with my what's it called, Reckoning, the shot that slows and deals damage. One hit from that, and of course it would have killed Poppy. So yeah, she should not have gotten away there. Ignite came up just short of getting the kill, so that was a shame. And there's the first time I get hit by Morgana. I actually thought that I had dodged that attack, but apparently the hit radius is a little bit larger than what it shows on screen. I also was trying to get the hang of farming with Kayle. Because I've played this character only a little bit, I'm not too used to the radius in which her attacks operate. And so Cole's in trouble here. It looks like he's going to die, Or is he going to be able to get out of there? And, oh, Kayle survives with 5 HP. 5 out of 1,000. So he just barely manages to get out of there. Well-timed ghost, so a very nice escape there, Kayle. Nice way to get out of that one. And now Morgana's going, looked like she was trying to port back to base, so it'll just be me and Poppy up here, which is fine. I was trying to get in a little farming, but for whatever reason, my Righteous Fury wasn't able to get the minion kill back there, but I'll take that one. And in charges Poppy, and apparently Poppy's charge silences you. I wasn't aware of that. I actually looked at a guide after this game, and I guess it was an old guide or something because it didn't mention that Poppy's charge silences, and I hadn't known that. So something to keep in mind, that when she charges you, she can silence you. And I did not know that. Anyway, Oh, I guess I didn't even mention when I was talking about Kayle's ability, her ultimate, which I used back there. Kayle's ultimate makes her invincible. She doesn't take damage for about 2 to 3 seconds, depending on how many points you have in it. So obviously very useful for a lot of abilities. I used it to tower dive there and not get killed, even though I wasn't able to get Poppy. Yeah. Now notice that Kayle is just kind of standing around here. I wasn't sure what was going on, so starting at, right, if you saw on the clock, starting at about the 10:30 mark, Kayle just starts standing still. And I was asking Kayle, it's like, okay, what's going on, Kayle? Are you there? Are you, are you here? Did you leave the game? And Kayle was not responding. So at about this point, I was like, did Kayle leave the game? So I have no clue what's going on, but he's not moving. His character's just standing there. So for the moment, I'm going to have to try to hold this lane by myself. And at the same time, I'm going to have to try to keep Kayle alive. Now, Morgana's using her ultimate here, and they're both dropping their skills on me. But right before they're going to kill me, I drop my ultimate, which makes me invulnerable, and so they are not able to kill me, which is very nice. So I'm able to slip out of that. And then I move back here to recall to base, which is probably a mistake. I should probably go further down to the south to recall instead of putting myself in a potentially dangerous situation. But anyway, I was able to get out of that. Kayle's ultimate is great for helping you when you make a mistake. And this wasn't when I wanted to go back to base. You can see I don't have enough money to purchase towards my next item. But I am able to finish Mercury Treads, so that'll be useful. That means that I won't be stunned for as long if I get hit by Morgana's Dark Binding. And won't be stunned for as long as if I get hit by Poppy's Charge, which can also stun. So, very useful item for this lane. And of course, it also adds some slight magic resistance, which will be useful against Morgana's soil attack that she does there. That black thing that you can see. So, I think that this is not really a question that Merc Treads are the best item here. So, like right there, I just missed killing the minion. And that's because I'm not familiar with Kayle and I'm not used to how much damage her attacks do. Now you can see Morgana keeps hitting Kayle with her Dark Soil, or whatever it's called. I think it's something like that. And there she uses her Dark Binding on Kayle again. Kayle is just sitting there. He's really pretty helpless, but I'm trying to defend him as best I can. And now Morgana is taking a lot of damage, and I hit her with Ignite and Spell Shield. But I'm not able to kill her because, I'm the only one here in this lane, so I had to play a little bit more defensively. Now, I went out looking for Morgana to see if she had stuck around, but apparently she had gone back, so I'm not going to be able to kill her. And there, Poppy uses Exhaust for no real reason, basically just wasted that summoner skill. And anyway, I can see Poppy's almost out of mana, so I'm not too concerned with anything she's going to do right now. I'm going to use this time where there's only 2 of us in the lane to try and farm, and of course there you see me not doing a great job again, but here I'll do a little bit better, I think. Nope, missed that one too, and missed that one too. So again, I mean, this is not great play, but in part it's because I haven't played Kayle that much. So anyway, we've managed to push back the lane, which means that Kayle is going to survive again for the moment. We're now up to 3 minutes since he's disappeared, so not sure what's going on there still. I also put down a sight ward just to prevent any attacks out of mid, in case the mid guy would try to come over. I tried to slow Poppy, but I actually missed her before, and now that the lane's been pushed up, I'm going to have to retreat. The Morgana player probably tried to hit me with her Dark Binding, but one thing about that attack is that it's like Blitzcrank's grab. If there's a minion in the way, it will hit the minion. And there you see the farming stats. I'm doing okay, not great. I probably should be doing better. Morgana, when she attacks minions out of the brush, she's actually visible. I don't think that she knew that or anything, but anyway, that's what's going on there. So, yeah, just going to keep farming minions for the moment and hoping for Kayle to come back. Now, they do trap me here, so they're going to come after me. And Morgana's going to use her ult, so I'll just pop my own ult to defend it. And out we go. And oh look, now Cole's back. So we're going to go after Morgana. Are we going to be able to get her? Well, for some reason, Cole goes after Poppy instead of Morgana. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the kill. Anyway, good to see that Cole's back. And we're up against the time limit for this video. So check back soon for part 2.